Hey fellas, welcome back to another series on recovering my Phantom. Before I begin, just want to remind you, December 12th, it's only almost less than 6 days away. Subscribe, like my video, let me know, give me some feedback. Get yourself entered to a random drawing to win one of these brand new, the modified DJI transmitter with the spinning wheel for the gimbal and the locking toggle and the training port in the back and all the goods in it. Subscribe and that can be yours, possibly, if you win. Also, I'm giving one of these away. It's a laser photo tachometer. I created a video already on this. It's a great way to check your Phantom motors to make sure they're performing properly. I prefer doing this much better than doing the is it warm test, because I think that's a horse shit test. Although yes, you can do it on the fly. You grab the motors, and if they feel warm and hot, and or hotter than the others, then you might have a possible bad motor here or something going on. So again, December 20th, I'm giving this away to a random lucky subscriber. So make sure you subscribe. Again, give me some likes. Let me know your feedback. And go watch this video. It's a great video. And I'll leave a link. Alright, so where are we now? We did this is our fourth part of a probably 5-part series. Going to do, in addition to replacing the gimbal, I got counterclockwise and a clockwise motor here that I want to replace the bad motors on the Phantom with. Well, no, they're not bad, but they took a bad hit, so I'm more comfortable just getting rid of them and putting in a fresh pair of motors where they landed, because the Phantom landed like this with the props on, and they were spinning for a little while because I thought the Phantom was going to come home, and it didn't. And then I lost transmission, so I figured it was coming home, and I ended up hitting a building 100 feet in the air, and I was waiting for it. That was probably 800-900 feet out at least. I was waiting for it to come home. It was out of sight. It never came home. By the time I realized there was an issue, it was on the ground like this, and these motors were probably spinning or trying to, but the props were preventing them. So I want to replace these, just, safe and sorry. In this segment, we're going to cover this bad boy, our gimbal. We're going to get rid of this gimbal. We're going to put a fresh new gimbal on, straight from DJI. So first things first, let's do a little unboxing and let's see what's in this bad boy. Alright, so we need a couple tools as well, and I'll cover them. Grab my razor. I can just cut this little piece of seal tape here. Okay. Let's open this up and see what we end up with. Okay, that's what it looks like so far. Let's try to be gentle. We know how sensitive these cameras are. Many of you have been in my situation, I'm sure. Alright, we're going to pull this black little piece off, and there you have it. That's your gimbal unit. I don't know if everything's in it. I hope that it is. Let's try to get it out very gently. Wiggle it out with the cardboard here. Okay, beautiful. Again, that's the gimbal unit from DJI. Here's the box itself. We're going to separate the gimbal unit. How beautiful is that, boys? How bad do you guys all want one of these? Oh God, I got 2 of them. I only got the one. Too damn expensive. I think it was $750 for this fucking thing. It's over half the price of it. So that's your gimbal unit. Obviously lens cover, your gimbal guard, to keep it locked in place. And we're going to basically replace this whole entire thing. No memory card comes with it, apparently, or maybe it's in the bag. I'll check that. Obviously, I don't think any cables. Let's see what's inside the little bag here. We basically have our posts for our gimbal pads or bouncy things, whatever you want to call them. Our clear posts. And I'll give you a tip on that. Usually what I like to do with that instead. And that, my friends, is basically it in the box. So that might be a slight problem because I think the upper part of my gimbal unit here is bent. But what I'm going to probably do is just detach this and bend it back a little bit, and it should be fine. Alright, so let's get busy. We need to remove this gimbal unit from the Phantom. So what we're going to do in this case, because I got these brand new, I don't really need these, so I'm just going to cut them loose and start fresh anyway with the fresh gimbal. If for some reason you might need to save them, they are salvageable, and I'll show you how. First things first, we want to cut this off, this little plastic connector that keeps the gimbal, the bottom of the gimbal, attached to the top of the Phantom. And I have two of them. You probably have two as well. What I would also suggest is to get a piece of, when you put the new one on, use a piece of zip tie here. Put it through all this here up top and down, and just zip tie it. Don't zip tie it so it squeezes up. Just zip tie it so it's loose and flops around a little. That's just an added security of keeping this locked in nice and tight. Because these, if they ever break or anything, it's very hard to break like a 75-pound zip tie. Tools you're going to need for this puppy. Some clippies. Clip this bad boy off. Some needle nose pliers to help you remove the cables inside here and put them back in. Phillips head screwdriver, and that should be it. It should be, I think, a fairly easy job. The hardest part is being delicate with the wires in here that connect to the gimbal. First things first, you can either choose to cut like this and snip that away. Okay, that's the plastic piece. You can pop it up like so and push it right out the top, and that's the top part that I cut off. And you could just rip these out very easily like so, because like I said, I'm putting new in, so these are to me garbage. If you were to keep them, I'll show you on one how to do it. It's pretty easy. Here's the other plastic piece. Now note, when you clip this, the gimbal is going to start to become loose, and that's because you're taking out its support. Okay, now this one's a little snug, and this is why I think part of this piece here is bent. If you can't get it out, not a big deal. We'll get it out when we unscrew that part. This here, if you want to save the rubber cushion, this is what helps keep your video and photos nice and still. All you got to do is grab one piece like that and just kind of wiggle it out like so. And then grab it like this, squeeze it, and wiggle it out like so. And there you go. You'll have your piece that you can save. Again, I'm throwing all mine out. I'm going to start fresh and new. And the last one, once we clip this, the gimbal will become loose. I don't even have to clip it. I can just pull it out like so. And pull this one away, and there you have it. There's your gimbal unit loose. Pull that off. We don't need it. We don't need this one. Again, we'll get this little plastic piece out once I take this cover off. Now that you have it loose, you can choose to tip it upside down or tip it front ways up, tip it right side up, I should say. And what you're going to probably want to do is grab the wires like so. Let me zoom down a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Grab these wires here and gently wiggle them loose. Again, squeeze all 5 or 6 of them like that. Let me zoom in so you can see. Squeeze them like that and gently wiggle them. Don't grab just one wire. You want as much grip and support to not damage the wires. And again, same thing for this one here. Let me bring it a little closer. Grab them like this and hold them and gently wiggle back and forth until it pops out. Okay, and then you'll have this. And the last one over here, same thing, grab all the wires and wiggle them out. Or if you're uncomfortable, you can use your pin nose pliers and try to work your way out like so. And just get this underneath the clip there and try to pop it out. The key here is patience. It's very tight and not a lot of room to work. And the last thing you want to do is damage one of these wires. Because once you do that, you'll be in the market for a new set of wires for the gimbal. And who wants to spend more money after we just spent a shitload on a gimbal unit? I'm going to go with this route of grabbing all of them and just kind of working them out. This one actually has a button that if you push up, if you push in, hang on, bear with me. Again, it's patience. You gotta have it for this, or you might end up with a broken set of wires, and then you don't want that. There. Takes a little wiggling. It has this little one has like a little button here that you're going to want to push in. Again, I don't know how much you can see. I'm going to try to get it close. This little one here, or over here. See that little button? Let me zoom out a little so you can see. Hold on. You see that little lip right there? That you kind of want to push in and pull out. Okay? So there's your broken gimbal unit. Let's zoom out for you. Okay. Here's your broken gimbal unit. We're going to replace basically this. So now we can put that off to the side. I would say keep this stuff. You never know if there's any parts you might need off of it in the future, but it's always worth keeping. Now, if you notice, this part's a little bit bent. See that? This part here is a little bit bent from my crash. So I'm going to just manually bend it back a little bit and try to tweak it straight. And before we do that, what you're going to want to do now is take off the 4 screws that are right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And that'll take this piece off if yours is bent. If yours is not bent, then you're good to go. You can start reattaching the gimbal unit. So now, I'm going to take this off. So, and I'm going to bend this all back. It up a little, you can see. Hey, there you go. Okay. There you have it. So now I just want to inspect it and bend it back a little bit, like so, and just kind of level it off so it's nice. You can use your eyes and kind of look at it like that and spin it around, and you just want to make sure it looks level and it looks okay all the way around. Okay. And note that this is the bottom. It goes down because this is where these little rubber thingies go in. It actually comes up and pops out through there. So you want this to go down on the Phantom, like so. And, you know, make sure you obviously stick your cables through nice and gently. And before you even do that, take a couple minutes, inspect those wires. You know, look for anything that's loose, broken, ripped, or even torn, where you might need to actually replace it. Again, be gentle. This part's very delicate. Get yourself a flashlight if you need be, and just do an inspection on the inside here and all the wires outside. Look for any rips, tears, cuts, anything that might cause the gimbal to malfunction when you hook it up. All right, let's screw this bad boy down now. Same process. Also notice the screws here. These two are a little wider than these two. That helps you make sure that you screw it on properly, as well as it's recessed in where the screws go into, to just help confirm that you put this on proper. Again, this being down on the Phantom. So push all your wires through in the front, like so. They all go through the front like that. Get your screws. The screws are pretty much identical, so you don't have to worry about different size screws, you know, or getting them confused. And let's screw them in. As soon as I get them in, I'll be right back. And make sure you screw them in nice and snug. There. Okay, there you have it. We put our piece back on. It looks pretty nice and even. You can see the gap. I closed the gap up a little here, and as well as here, so it's a little more level and ready to go. The hard part, getting these cables back in without damaging anything. Basically, if you look at the bottom of the Phantom, I mean the bottom at the top of the gimbal, you have this port and this port, which are different. So that way you can identify obviously what ribbon cables go where. And then this obviously is your top, so it's going to go down. And it's going to go obviously to your front like so. So now what you want to do is, maybe it might be easier to tip this up and stand it like so. So that way you can kind of work with it on a bit of an angle. Again, grab all of it. And, you know, sometimes it might even be easier to pull the landing gear off because you might be able to manipulate it a little easier. So I'm going to focus on getting this in, and I will be right back once we get this in. Alright, fellas, continuing on. I got all three of the ribbon cables connected. It was a pain in the ass. And again, patience is a virtue. What I would suggest to help, like I said, is get yourself the needle nose pliers and very lightly grab all the cables like so. Here, I'll zoom in so you can see a little bit better. Grab all the cables like so, like that, but grab it at the very base of where the white connector is and use that as a light guide to help you. Or if you prefer, they sell a tool that you can easily pop them in and out. You can go get yourself a tool that will let you pop out the cable ports there, as you see, very easily. And then you want to just push them down and make sure that you snug them up real nice. Once you do that, turn your Phantom upside down because the gimbal weight will pull on them, and you don't want the gimbal weight pulling on them. You know, and then what I did too is you take your needle nose pliers and just kind of very slowly, lightly push the white clips down. Make sure they're secure and that they're all locked into place and they're not going to fall on you. And then turn it over like so. And then you're going to want to get this little bag and basically open it up because you're going to need the equipment in here. Your new gimbal bumper guard, bumpers, whatever you want to call them. These little guys. Get 4 of them out. They gave you 6 in the bag, which is really nice of them, which hopefully we never need again. But if we do, keep the bag because you just never know. Take out one of these. This is what you connect the gimbal base here through this, such as like that. And then there's a piece in there as well. Take 2 of them out, like so. Okay. And then your clips. These are what your clips look like to clip on to the plastic piece. You snap them in. And then what I would suggest is get a zip tie, which I don't have, and I'll show you on my other Phantom. Okay, that's the connectors. Now, the easiest way to put this on is to squeeze it like so, and then fold it over like so. Like that. And then stick it through the hole like that, and then just kind of let it fill itself out. See? Like that. And that's the bottom of it. Do the same thing, squeeze it and bend it over a little bit to shrink it up, and then work it through your gimbal like so. And you just want to be careful because they can rip while you're doing it. And kind of work it through. You can use the needle nose pliers to help you a little bit, but once you get it connected, that's what it should look like. Okay? And that's it. Do that for all four, and then we'll support it. I'll show you how to put these pieces in. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, I got the bumper guards, or bumper, whatever you want to call them, in all four, as you can see. That's what it should look like. And on the upside, you notice there, see? That's what it should look like. Wait, let me do it on the side here. Okay, oops, hit the camera. Okay, and now we're going to put the plastic things in, the stabilizers or the connectors, to keep it from the gimbal from falling off the Phantom. Here's the zip ties that I use. See how loose they are? They're small. I don't know the exact size. I think they're about 50 pounds to 75 pounds in weight. But see how flimsy I have them on? They're good because they'll hold the gimbal unit. I have one on that side, and I have one here as well. They don't get in the way of the camera. Like I said, they're loose. They're high enough up that the camera doesn't even see them. But they're secure, and I like them. And then I'll put the plastic connectors, like that one here and the one up in the front here, I'll put them on as well. So stop at the local store, go get yourself some small ties, and then you can tie them on. Now, finally, this piece. You gotta kind of work it in. Probably could even have put them in first, because they will be tight. What you could do is, see how I'm like going in on the slant? Let me lift this up a little. You want to go in on a slant like so. Let me see how I can get that in. See, on a slant, and kind of work your way through it gently to make sure that you don't rip this. And what I do is push this in like so, and kind of push this through and kind of find the hole like so. And there you have it. It's starting to come out. And there. Now it's in. See? And here it is. The bottom and the top. Same process. You're gonna, again, I do two. One in the back and then one up in the front. You want to, again, I'll try to get you in on this as much as I can. Take it like so. Stick it in that hole and manipulate this bottom portion so you don't rip the boot. You don't want to rip this booty. Okay? And then flip it on its back. And let's zoom you in a little bit. Hold on. Okay. You want to take the plastic snap part like so. Let me zoom out. Let me see if I can zoom it. You can see the ridges here. These ridges go, it goes down like so. So you put it down on it like that, and you're going to want to support your this here underneath with your finger and kind of snap it in like so. And that's it. Very easy. Probably one of the easiest parts of this job after you finish it all. Same process. Support it underneath and push this evenly down over till you hear it snap in. And that's it, boys. Look at that. We got ourselves almost a Phantom ready to roll. Next, I'm going to, as soon as I get set up, I'm going to test this to make sure it works. And let's pray that it works, because I don't feel like doing it again. Again, keep these parts. These are extra. They come in the unit. Hang on to them, because you just never know when you need them. As far as the old booties, throw them out. They're just no good. Always have fresh. And, you know, you should, like, for example, if you look at my other quad, which I'm due for inspection, as I did in my last video, one of the things you want to inspect is the booties. And you'll notice, see, there's a slight tear here. Let's see, there was one that had a pretty good tear in it. Here, yeah. You can see, if you see there, see that tear? Right up in the corner here. After a while, you know, that's where this bag comes in. You know, replace them. Because if they get damaged and they start to rip like this, then you lose the sensitivity, or let's call it the shock absorber for the gimbal. And you might get, who knows, jello, whatever, you know, just crappy video and photos. So it's always good to inspect them every once in a while and replace them. All right, so give me a second. Let me get set up with the transmitter and the phone, and let's pray that our gimbal that we just added on works. Be right back, fellas. Alright guys, all set up here. Got our phone, battery, and our transmitter right here. First things first, battery goes in, as you may know. The clips to the back here. Nice and clean, as I may note. In our last video, we did some maintenance. Slide the battery in. Pop it in. Like so. And obviously, first things first, as I always mention, remove the guards. Last thing we want to do is burn up our brand new gimbal unit. So what you want to do is turn it on the side, support it like so, and gently roll this around like so. Twist it back and forth like this as you're pulling away. And there you go. Cap off. Again, support it like this. Two hands, as you can see. Hold the camera steady and pull the gimbal guard off. This gimbal guard's on really tight. Nice and tight. Okay. And there you go. Put them down. Lay this bad boy down. Let's fire up our transmitter. Just flip that on. Turn on your range extender, like so, right there. To turn on the Phantom, press once on the back of the button of the battery, and then press and hold. And there you go. Now we're looking to see the camera start to calibrate. And there it goes. Hey, that's a good sign, fellas. That's a good sign. Now we're going to connect our phone and see if we have ourselves a picture. Obviously, first thing first, on the app, you're probably familiar with it already. Go into your settings, go to your Wi-Fi, and connect yourself to the Phantom. Give it a sec. Let it set itself up. Pop. There you go. Press your center button. Go to your DJI app. And there you go. You guys are going to be the first one to see it before me. Hit this. And let's see if we have a picture. Look at that, boys. That is beautiful. See my hand? Nice. Let's test the up. Let's test the down. All the way to the bottom. Looks good. Let's test it up again. I hate this little button here. There we go. Can't hit the button. My fingers are so big I can't get my hands to hit the buttons up and down. Let's test our global little camera settings. Look at that as I roll my phone. It goes down and let's roll it back up. Looks good. Alright, now let's try a picture. Oh, I'll get an error. No memory. I gotta put memory in. Yeah, I didn't put memory in, so I can't take a picture, but that's a good sign. That's telling me that it's working because it detects there's no memory in the slot. That's it, fellas, and that's how simple a gimbal unit replacement is. Now I got 2 of my Phantoms ready to roll. Got to do my next one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, don't forget to subscribe and get yourself entered in and give me some likes and let me know what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My next video with this Phantom, which will be the final series before I get this baby flying in the air, is to replace the motors. I got 2 fresh counter and clockwise motors, and we're going to replace the ones here that aren't damaged because the tachometer told me they were running pretty decent, but I'm just going to go for it anyway and put fresh motors in because that way I know they're not burned out. Alright guys, enjoy. I hope this helps you out and stay tuned for some more videos. Take care.